Hello Scorpio, and welcome to your Astroflower reading going from the 23rd to the 29th of January. We're going to be going into your chakras, your aura, and doing a tarot reading at the end. So welcome to this week. Have you seen your monthly readings? Mid-monthly and mid-January readings. Let's just go straight in there and let's see what's going on there. Okay, so it's your root chakra, and everybody's root chakra seems to be a very defined this week. It's all about meeting people, I think, this week. And I think it's meeting through things that you do on the side, as it were. This could be sort of like meeting with friends and you meet someone else out there, whilst you're having an evening or something like that. There's generally that sort of thing that goes on. I think your heart chakra seems to be the one that's doing the most sort of activity. Your root chakra's very solid. There seems to be something about getting stuff sorted. I think this is also goes into the mid-January readings as well. It's all about the preparation at the moment. Your sacrum there, you're missing a little bit of fun in life. So make sure you get that work play ethic a little bit sorted. There seems to be a lot of paperwork or organisation that seems to be going on at the moment. So that's obviously sort of curtailing your fun and pleasure. Your solar plexus here is large, is wide. Needs to be a little bit more defined, Scorpio. I think that's probably one that we're going to have to go into. So let's just see what's going on in your heart here. It's definitely pointing out in front. You want things to be moving on, I think, in a way. There's a definite... The third eye is a little bit more out than the throat chakra. It's a little bit more than normal, as it were. So there might be a lot of sort of ideas and thinking that's going on in your mind at the moment. And your crown is a little bit heavy as well. There seems to be a lot of thick energy at the moment with you there, Scorpio. Try and lighten things up a little bit. And I think this is where the sacrum sort of plays in the most at the moment. If you're not providing enough sort of leisure time for yourself, or doing things that's just going to help you to be sort of more sort of relaxed and have a sort of like release valve and pressures within your life, then obviously it's going to make everything else a little bit more sort of condensed and restrained. So let's just see what's going on the solar plexus. That's really like, you might have a lot of little things on your plate at the moment. So what we're going to do is we're just going to pull that in a little bit from the solar plexus and just feed it into the sacrum as well, just to try and help that sort of, there you go, help that sort of work play balance to sort of come back into place, and also to help your solar plexus to be a little bit more sort of streamlined, as it were. Obviously chakras are constantly moving. They're constantly, we're all constantly putting our attention into different chakras at some particular time. Therefore it's going to grow and withdraw according to what we're doing and what we're thinking, what we're experiencing, and stuff like that. These are just overall views here, and if you find yourself sort of being pulled from pillar to post a little bit, I would just take time out to just re-centralize the things, and so then therefore you can have a little bit more sort of focus on your goals in your life as you go forward, and it'll help you with your energy, within the sense of your solar plexus. So that helps with your confidence, your courage, your determination, your passions, basically your fire in your life. Okay, let's just see what's going on the heart chakra. Now there's these petals here that's a lot more defined than the other ones. Let's just see if there's any sort of, yeah, you seem to be desiring to do things and nothing's really happening. That's what it seems to be. A little bit of frustration in a way within you. And I think this ties in with the sacrum as well. And if you can feel your heart chakra, and you can feel that sort of like, oh, I haven't done that in a long time. Let's just say you used to ride horses before and you haven't ridden a horse in a long time. Maybe it's just a case of going to visit some horses. Could be go horse riding or something like that. And that's possibly where you can meet other people and etc. I think it's following those ideas that come from a place inside you or inside your heart that sort of like helps you give that sort of direction in life. And that almost that release valve of pressure. Let's just see what's going on the crown. You know, we can't do everything in a day. That's why it's good to do a meditation in the morning where you look at your needs and your wants. If your needs are just too long and you can't do all of that in one day, chuck those needs back to your monkey mind and sort of say, give me a list that I can do today. And then you'll come out with the important things to do. And that'll help you to get through one thing after the other, being a lot more efficient in your life, get a lot more done in the same amount of time. And it'll help you also to sort of free up time to enjoy yourself. Okay, so let's just see what's going on your I would, there's I don't know if we went into it on your mid-January readings, but there seems to be a little bit of conflict going on there within you. And it's conflict of external things. So it could be just the way your neighbour parks the car. It could be as simple as that. And it just sort of riles you up, as it were. I'd be wary of that and just sort of bring that back to you in the evening. So you're not sort of creating sort of like bad vibes for yourself, as it were. Okay? Let's just see what's going on your weekly reading on your tarot cards. Here's the overall energies. Patience. The thing is with, I think I said this in your monthly reading, in your mid-January reading, actually, funnily enough. Patience is not the strongest point of Scorpio. It's a funny thing. It's short patience is not good for Scorpio. Long-term patience is good. You've got this patience that can go on forever, but for things that need to happen quickly in here and now can be quite difficult. And that might be causing you a lot of stress and strain at the moment. Yeah. I do think you need a bit of patience. Sit back and just allow you to live your life. I think maybe this stress and strain from the outside world is playing upon your energies a little bit. And playing upon your world. As we see on your aura, the outside of your aura can be sort of conflictual at some points. It's because often than not, more than not, it's just we're not living what we were supposed to be living. We've gone off our pathway a little bit, and the hermit's a little bit like that. They've walked all the way around the mountain, got up to the top, and now they can express their experience of getting up there. And they've no longer got the stairway in front of them. They've no longer got a real path. It's just a moment of explanation or a moment of expression, basically. And I think I think you need to experience that. Let's just see what's going on your karmic mission for your relationship side. You got to be in it to win it. So I think it's like on the relationship side, you may be looking for something at the moment, but whatever it is, I think it's a case you've got to be out there. You've got to, you're not going to meet anyone if you just sat on the sofa. So your intuition here, use your intuition, use your sort of celebration, use your sort of victory, use your sort of power of thought, because it's very powerful within Scorpio, in order to sort of open doors and create situations for you going forward. Let's just see what the how the divine plan is influencing this. They're really pushing you on emotions, I think, on this side, on in regards to your relationships. The universe is sort of, they're really pushing in a lot of energy into you at the moment. And I think it could be stressful, but at the same time, it seems very solid and consistent for you. Yeah, they're bringing in a lot of things for you, a lot of gifts, basically. And that's what you should recognize. It's like the tide that brings in all the treasures of the pirates at the depths. As it brings it in, it sort of lays it down and then sort of goes, there you go. And that's what they're sort of doing. The universe is, or the divine plan is asking you to sort of open you up, open your heart, rather than just being too pointed, which we saw on your chakra reading. Let's just see what's going on with your guides, how they're trying to influence this karmic message. I think they're looking for, the guides are looking for space, movement, where you can be a little bit more freer, a little bit more sort of relaxed and be you, basically. And the guides are trying to encourage this within you. I think they're encouraging you even to sort of go on holiday or something like that. You know, it is a bit of a sort of take a leap of faith. I think this is it for the guides. They're really just sort of saying, let's just try something new this week. I think that's what they're sort of saying to you. You know, allow yourself to try something new. Let's just see how the guides trying to influence the conversation that is within you. You can't go forward if you're looking backwards. And there seems to be a little bit of comparison, I think. And this could be that conflict that we were looking at in the aura. I think you need to heal yourself a little bit. Yeah, I think it's healing from past sort of situations, and you've got to take a leap of faith in order to get there. I think it's use your intuition this week in order to sort of brighten your horizons, take you down the beach or something. The universe is encouraging that, and it's going to create a healing space for you in regards to any relationships that may be putting a bit of pressure on you at the moment. Let's just see how it's going on your financial sort of side, your business and your work side. There's a lot of uncertainty, I think, it seems like around you at the moment. It's almost as like you've got to be the one to strike out. You've got to be the one that's got to push forward. You know, if you want it, you've got to be the one that's pushing. We've got two very intuitive cards here, with the Ace of Wands and the High Priestess. There is a lot of thinking that's going on at the moment. We saw that in your crown chakra as well. I would get out of your head and into your joys a little bit from now and then. So then when you are in your head, you can be very, very effective. If you're there all the time, you tend to lose a little bit of the potency of the idea of thought, or the power of thought, or the manifestation of thought, basically. Let's just see how the universe is trying to guide you here, or influence you. I'm not sure whether this is to do with work or is it just you, but there's a desire to change utterly, it's, you want out of what you've got at the moment, Scorpio. It seems like you want out of what you've got. It's moving on to different shores, moving on to different horizons, provoking the interest and stimulation that can be within you. And I think it's going to come from those ideas there. It may be a case that the job that you're in, that you're going to want, if you want the career path to move on, you've got to push that career path, or you change the company that you're working with. It's that sort of scenario. It's make or break time, basically. Let's see how the guides are trying to influence you on this. They're trying to say there's so much more. They're almost pointing over here as if to sort of say there's loads of opportunities in the world. Just need to sort of, walk away from what is not creating happiness for you, basically. Stability of your emotions within your situation. You've got to look at this cool and calmly. And with those 2 pointed petals on your heart chakra, it might be a little bit difficult to do that. If you can get into your heart, you're certainly going to, if you can start really allowing that energy to sort of like seep into everything else, so you can actually get a clear vision of sort of saying, actually, I want to be here. You might be living in a desert and you sort of say, no, I want to live in the snow caps. Or, the north, in the Arctic or the Antarctic. It's allow your emotions to be stills in order to get the plain sailing coming in for you. And I think the transition could be good for you. Let's just see how the guides are trying to influence this conversation that is within you. This is as I say, it's only you that can do it. You're not, it may not be the best thing that for you. You're very self-dependent. Let's put it that way. You're very self-dependent, and you've got to go ahead and do it. Don't wait for another person to accompany you on this thing. You've just got to go away and do it. I think it's causing a little bit of stress and strains, and this is what could be that healing aspect of all it is about as well. It's a new life that is coming through for you at the moment. I don't think it's quite there. I think you're going through a lot of administration. As I said, within your chakras and auras, I think you've got a lot on your plate at the moment. And as we move towards that transition of March, it's time to prepare yourself and get yourself in position, basically. The thing is with the Nine of Swords is that there is a dove on there as well. There is a silver lining to all of this. And I think you'll find that silver lining in the heart chakra, in giving you sort of direction in accordance to your pleasures and stuff like that. Okay, let's just see what's going on in the overall outcome for you. Harmony, relaxation. I think you're going to find the rhythm that corresponds to you, basically. In the coming weeks, I think it's going to be obvious what you've got to do. I don't necessarily think it's going to be by the end of the week you're going to find the calm. By the end of the week, I think you're going to find out how you get to your calm, basically. Whoa, look at that. You really are going to come out on top of this situation that's causing a lot of stress and strains for you at the moment. It's gonna need a little bit of a leap of faith, and also a lot of your intuition that goes within you. And from that, I think you're going to find a very ta-da, I'm here sort of scenario. You've made it with that Six of Wands. You're going to be bringing in a lot of other people into your life. You're going to be very sort of popular and stuff like that with the choices that you're making of going forward. Okay, so there you go, Scorpio. Natural reading from the 23rd going through to the 29th. Thank you very much for being here with us. You've got your mid-January readings out and also the collective mid-January reading as well. In the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.